Mohan and UV Sakesh from class 8, and these are my teammates Sahana,
PV Madhav,
Shravan, Faith. Today we are going to do a presentation on polluted Indian metropolitans and major cities. This presentation will show how the major cities of India like Bangalore, Chennai or Delhi are getting polluted rapidly, and we will find out the solutions to solve the problems related to pollution. Let's start.
So I am PV Madhav. I am going to explain about the Delhi's burning waste. So as you all know, waste releases a lot of carbon dioxide. And why is that? Because a lot of the waste that we burn has a lot of carbon content in it. And when it mixes with oxygen, it forms carbon dioxide, which leads to global warming, which is not something we should be proud of, because global warming creates the melting of glaciers and will reduce the water supply for us. Also, another problem is that people in Delhi always rely on the landfills so that they could dump their garbage on it. But it is not very reliable because most of the land can be contaminated, which will lead to groundwater contamination also and public health crisis. Even in our locality, in the Palli Kalina in Gambhir, citizens face such problems. Along with that, we see that many dustbins get overflowed in our city. These can be solved in 3 ways. The first one is that we can increase the size of the dustbin. The second one is that we can increase the number of dustbins. The third one is that we can increase the frequency. That means the number of people coming to empty the dustbins, the number of times they do it in a day can be increased. And even a Mumbai organization called SCRAP makes waste management more sustainable. Now I'm going to discuss about the advantages of circular economy and linear economy. So what makes circular economy more advantageous than linear economy? Well, linear economy means it's like a use and throw policy. If you take an object, you use it once and then you just dump it. But in circular economy, the manufacturing of objects makes it in such a way that after you use it, we can recycle it. For example, even mobile chargers are designed in such a way. But that doesn't mean that you have to manufacture them in that way itself. For example, even in linear economy, you just dump the plastic bags into the dustbin without using them again. But in circular economy, they could be put into factories and turned into plastic pellets, which can again be reused into plastic bags.
So, we have seen what has happened in Delhi and what's the solution. Now let's go to Mumbai. The main problem in Mumbai is the beaches, especially Juhu Beach and Versova Beach. These beaches have become increasingly polluted with over 260 million tons of plastic dumped annually. There are a lot of beach cleanups organized, but then they aren't effective in some ways. The main reason is because as it's a beach area, coastal area, if you dump waste, many times the waves catch these waves and then they go deep into the sea. So even if you do beach cleanups, the next day you find that the waves bring back a lot of waste. So it's just like a continuous cycle, but then you can never make the beach completely clean in the same process. So Mumbai is a very large city. It's a population of more than 2 crores and growing continuously. The landfills are overburdened, the streets are littered with garbage, and the drains are clogged. These are the other problems which are faced in Mumbai.
Another similar problem in Chennai is that the Boom and Adayar rivers in Chennai are increasingly polluted. For example, if you see the Adayar river in Tambaram when it enters from the freshwater resources there, it is clean, but when you see it even passes through Kodumbaram here itself. It is so dirty that it literally clogs the pipe that flow under the station. So the problem I found, a solution I can give is that we can establish temporary water treatment plants on the course of these rivers, so like water will come in from one side, get filtered and come out through the other. We can generate energy from these plants from the harnessing the strong Chennai gas, or also Chennai has a lot of tidal energy resources that we can use to generate energy. Some enterprises in Bangalore include Hasi Udala in Bangalore, which is a social enterprise that integrates waste vehicles into formal waste management applies.
Now, let us leave from Mumbai to Kolkata, Dhaka. most of Kolkata's solid waste is dumped. Imagine the whole of Kolkata's solid waste. Established in 1987 as an open ground garbage area, it was created to only hold about 2,200 tons of waste per day. But currently, it is struggling and creaking to hold about 5,000 tons of solid waste per day. And just now, the government has realized this huge problem, and they have realized that they cannot waste any more time in building a new landfill, and they have to solve this problem really quickly. Currently, a biomining process is undergoing there to remove the harmful metals from the site. There are a lot of fires in the landfill because of these heavy metals and chemicals there. People who live in and around Dapa are now suffering from many respiratory and skin irritations. This is because disease-causing germs leak from leachate, a thick, black and dirty liquid which seeps into the ground from these heavy metals. When it rains, this leachate seeps into the ground and goes into the soil. Near this dump site are a lot of forests. As this leachate leaks into the forest, animals, birds, and even humans who are living near that area are harmed because of this. In the outskirts of North Chennai is the Kodungallur dump yard. With mountains of trash, it too is undergoing biomining process. It intakes about 6,000 tons of trash every day. So, we must take necessary precautions to keep our environment clean, like putting our trash in their respective bins, recycling waste, reusing waste, not wasting things, practicing circular economy. The government has also helped us in the waste management of places. Along with the government, several NGOs that are non-governmental organizations have also helped us. In Kolkata, NGOs like SENS Foundation, the RE Foundation have helped us clean the waste there. In Tamil Nadu, we have the Green Planet and many more.
Now, let us look at one more example. From Garden City to Garden City. It was called Garden City because of its lush green fields and surroundings were so good. Now, it has been named as Garden City. Garden City, the reason behind garbage is because of the rapid population growth and the urbanization of Bangalore outpacing the waste management infrastructure. And it is very hard for the municipal bodies to cope up with overwhelming waste management. Because of such unhygienic conditions, streets of Bangalore have become a perfect environment for breeding of bacteria to multiply and fungi to grow. Birds such as crows and pigeons are attracted to these smelly and disgusting areas and lift the rotten food and spread it everywhere around the streets. Humans also play a major role in the pollution of the streets. They don't care about putting the garbage in dustbins and litter all around the streets. In order to get rid of this overwhelming waste, people burn waste and in order to get rid of this overwhelming waste, people burn all the mountains of garbage and which release toxins and hazardous materials into the air. And when people inhale all this, they get respiratory problems like asthma and bronchitis. In my city, a huge amount of waste, of solid waste, is generated and fills about 60 to 80% of our groundwaters. This solution to the problem is to throw as minimum of waste as possible into our bins and segregate it in our home itself and not use many plastics and non-recyclable items. Waste management company working in our city, Chennai, is the business. I believe that doing these small changes every day can build a big change in the future. So, what have we learned from these case studies? We have learned that pollution causes damage and needs to be raised awareness about. You take the initiative. Go tell your neighbors and friends about this. Tell them to put their trash in their
Tell them to practice circular economy. Remember this. There is no such thing as away. When you throw anything away, it has to go somewhere. Remember this and live a life of happiness and sustainability.